Okay. Right, gentlemen. Ready for the toss. Can you just exchange the team list first?
Yep.
That's good.
Heads.
It's tails.
We'll have a bat first.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Round two of the group stage matches coming to you from the picturesque KTJ Oval. It's the defending champions, the young rhinos from Nepal, that take on the newly included Japan. Japan might be new to the tournament. They've shown already in their opening fixture that they're not new to cricket. They look like a team that's been together for quite some time, and their execution of their plans in crunch moments has been excellent. A few players from this Japanese under 16 team, also part of the senior men's team, and they'll bring some much needed wisdom experience at the under 16 level, which is a rare commodity. Nepal, on the other hand, they're seasoned campaigners of this tournament. In an article in the Kathmandu Post, according to Cricket Association of Nepal, they take this tournament seriously, as Nepal are not only participating but defending the title. Nepal won the previous edition of this tournament, hosted here in Malaysia, and we're all set for ball one. It starts with a wideish delivery. In 2023, Nepal defeated the hosts Malaysia by a mammoth 221 runs in the final on July 4th of 2023. So they'll be looking to repeat performance here in 2025. Meanwhile, standing in their way is an exciting Japanese team. Beautiful looking check drive there from Hugo Kelly. Got off to a good start in the first game against Bhutan. Up to 19, but could not convert it into a big score. Then came that big partnership of 162 runs from Kobayashi and the man at the non-striker's end. Meanwhile, Japan and Nepal, on the other hand, convincing win over Singapore in their opening fixture, bundled out Singapore on 138 and reached the target with 6 wickets to spare and plenty of time. They were back in the hotel room well before scheduled departure from the ground. But this is a completely different ball game here. While Japan might be new to the tournament, they are a very strong side. Perhaps I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 2 of the strongest sides in the tournament. He's going by opening day fixtures. And Japan got in excess of 300 against Bhutan and bundled them out for 97 at this very ground. So in terms of first-hand knowledge and exposure to the playing conditions, Japan having a slight upper hand, but Nepal, well, they're a strong professional side, and they'll go about business as usual, looking to get one up on Japan. The other with the new ball. Oh, Hugo Kelly has not been shy to drive and brings up a beautiful looking boundary through the covers. The first runs off the bat for Japan and Kelly coming in fine style. The other picked up just the 1 wicket in the game against Singapore. We're looking to try and contribute a bit more with the new ball for Nepal. Well, it's a good first over, a couple of good deliveries, some exquisite cover drives from Hugo Kelly. These 2 teams balance each other out very nicely. So it's going to come down to who wants it more. And well, all I can say is that Japan are up for the task. And Nepal, experienced in these types of matchups. It's going to be a mouth-watering encounter here between these 2 teams. Japan, of course, winning the toss and choosing to bat first. They'll be looking to get off to a good start here. Around on-field umpires, Mr. Suresh and a familiar face, Chandra, Mr. Chandra from Malaysia. Got to know the gentleman quite well over my years and visits to Malaysia. Served in the Malaysian Navy, hails out of Perak, and quite involved with junior development. Now, very happy to see him officiate ACC Under-16 Men's Eastern Cup. Foolish delivery, looking and searching for some swing here. Sushil Bahadur was wicketless in his first game, 4 overs for 21 against Singapore. Oh, that is a much better delivery. Just slanting across and then straightening a bit. Always creates doubts in the batter's mind. Does he play for the one that angles away? Does he play for the one that comes back in? Conventional wisdom says play for the one that comes back in, and if it slants away and beats you, you'll take that because it's a very good delivery. Always asking questions to the batter. Montihara Hinze. Watchful on that occasion. Montihara Hinze got to 60 of 85. We talked about that partnership of 162 between himself and Kaisei Kobayashi. Hold up one end, can play the big shots as well. So these players from Japan understanding their roles pretty well. And well, going by anything in that first game, Japan have all their plans locked in place, and they just go out and execute. That's clipped off the pads a bit too straight from Bahadur. But I like the length he's bowling. He's keeping it just that tad bit fuller, allowing the best possible chance for the ball to move in the air and perhaps off the surface. But going by what we saw on the opening day, KTJ Oval, it's a good batting surface. The ball comes onto the bat quite nicely. Oh, this is good from Sushil Bahadur, mixing up his lengths here. You see there, the carry pretty good off the surface. Oh, that one. He was a bit early on that one, was Monty. Just needs to be a little bit later on the ball. But no damage done. 2 overs gone. Japan are 5 without loss after winning the toss and choosing to bat. That's a short and wide delivery, and he's cut it. Well, and he's cut it straight to point. Nepal have drawn first blood here. As Hugo Kelly button. Just wait for confirmation of the outgoing batter. He's cut it straight to point and unwilling to leave the square. You could see the disappointment in his face. It was a delivery that was short and wide. He could have put it anywhere he wanted to on the offside. In the end, safely in the hands of that fielder. It's Hugo Kelly. Despite his reluctance, will have to walk out. He's just in sheer disbelief there as to how he could hit it straight to the fielder. But these are the lessons that you learn at this level, at the age group. And for some, long after. But he will be a better bat for it learn from his mistakes. It's a long tournament. They've got 2 more games after this. Just going by what we've seen, Japan are a team that likes to bounce back. Meanwhile, Nepal, the young Rhinos have struck early here, 5 for 1 in the third over. Outwalks the Centurion Kobayashi. Full and straight. Good first delivery to the new batter from Abhay Yadav. Cut again, but this time along the carpet. Well, Hugo Kelly will be looking at that shot if he's managed to turn his head around and up. Set high standards for themselves, this Japan team. That is a swinging full toss. Early days for Kobayashi, so he'll just play that one along the ground. Look to get himself set in. Want to make another significant contribution to Japan's cause. Meanwhile, Abhay Yadav has picked up the first wicket. He'll want to make perhaps a couple more early inroads for Nepal. This one just a bit too straight, angling down. You won't mind that as long as the bowlers are looking to try and get that ball to swing, especially with the new ball. Kobayashi, they'll know the big fish that he is. They'll want to pick him up early. Watchful. Well, the Malaysian Cricket Association becoming well renowned for hosting world class tournaments and well, giving the youngsters, the under 16 level, the opportunity. Oh, this is off the outside edge, and Abhay Yadav should have had 2 wickets in the over, but instead on the scorecards it'll read 4 runs of the final delivery of his second over. KTJ Kobayashi, fortunate to still be out there. That went racing off the blade, beat the keeper, who looked like he didn't have enough time to react. Perhaps he'll need to adjust how far back he stands. Shivan's Bagain with the gloves there. Well, after 3 overs, Japan are 10 for 1. Off the back foot, looking for a single, sent back. Japan will have to be careful because Nepal, they are excellent in all 3 departments. There's not going to be too many easy singles around. They might have found that to be the case against Bhutan. Well, 2 very different oppositions for Japan. Nepal, they are like hawks inside that 30-yard circle. They're going to pounce on anything and everything. Oh, this is excellent to watch. A good contest between bat and ball brewing. Nepal, over the years, have pillared themselves in world cricket. It's the associate world. Oh, he's looking to flick that into the leg side. And a brilliant catch. We talked about them in that inner ring. They're ever alert, running back, puts in the dive as well. And, well, both the openers for Japan back in the dugout. Montihara Hinze is going to play no further part in this game. Take a look at that for an effort. They are ecstatic about it. Japan, oh, they won the toss. Not the start that they were hoping for. Nepal will be pretty pleased with this effort so far. 2 early wickets they've picked up. Skipper walks out to the middle. Charlie Hinze. Charlie Hinze and Kobayashi now both part of the Japan men's senior team. Been on a few tours with the senior side. So quite easily the most experienced players in this Japanese batting lineup. We're going to have to count on all that exposure and experience to try and rescue Japan out of a tricky situation after they've won the toss and chose to bat first. Japan, Nepal making good use of this new ball. Talked earlier about how they've been and chosen to be slightly fuller in length rather than back of a length. They've mixed the lengths up nicely as well. Oh, shimmy down the track and bit of proactiveness here from Charlie Hinze. First up, play and a miss though. Just trying to upset the line and length of Sushil Bahadur. Well, he'll take note. He'll walk back to the top of his mark. He'll have something in store for Charlie Hinze. And this is an exciting encounter between these two sides. I suppose the length back on that occasion. Well, it was pretty solid from Charlie Hinze getting behind that one, playing it late. Sushil Bahadur with very nice action. Got a slip in place. I haven't seen a lot of shape away from the left-hander. Sushil, of course, a left-arm pacer. Just coming back in, holding its line. And of the fourth over, Japan are 10 for 2. Driven by Charlie Hinze. Pardon, this is Kobayashi on strike. Good intent shown here from the Japanese batters. Anything full, they've looked to drive. They haven't been able to find the gap, but the intent is good. Oh, he's short arm jab that one. Well, not too far away from the fielder at mid on. Slight fumble there and great running. I believe they've come back for 3. Oh, Kobayashi would have had his heart in his mouth there for a second. It was not quite off the middle of the bat, but he got hold of it enough to clear the 30-yard circle. Yadav mixing his lengths up nicely once again. Interesting to see what he does here to the left-handed Charlie Hinze, the skipper from Japan. Got the ball to shape away from the right-handers. Does he have one that angles across the left-hander? Just moves the line slightly outside off stump. Continues with that, but beautifully driven. And good chase from the fielder there. Pulls it just on the edge of the boundary rope. Yet again, we saw this in the first game. Japan will run everything. They will run hard and they will keep the fielders busy. Good effort there from the fielders of Nepal. So what Japan will find against this very strong Nepalese team is that there are not going to be too many easy singles inside the ring. They're going to have to work for these runs. Or leaves that one alone, decides at the very last second that he's not going to play at that. And I think it was the right decision. Peach of a delivery around 4th and 5th stump. A little bit of a steep bounce there on that delivery. Good decision making here from Kobayashi. A lot fuller on this occasion. He's mixing his lengths up really well here, keeping the batters guessing at this early stage of the game. Mind you, Japan won the toss. They chose to bat here. They're 2 down, both the openers back in the dugout. The 2 most experienced batters, Kobayashi and the skipper Charlie Hinze, out in the middle. He's pulled that one. Well, Nepal will learn very quickly, just as Japan are learning about Nepal. That Japanese batters, they're not going to shy away from the short stuff. They quite enjoy it. And so Nepal bowlers, or the pacers at least, will have to get that ball around the helmet if they're going to trouble these Japanese batters, especially the likes of Kobayashi and Charlie Hinze. Quite used to pace. They like pace on. Yadav has bowled us 3 overs, 1 for 16. So all the runs coming from one end. Sushil Bahadur, meanwhile, 2 overs, 1 wicket without a run conceded. It's quite the start here. Charlie, watchful on that occasion, as he should be. Sushil Bahadur is bowling phenomenally well here. Tall, fast bowler from Nepal. Very slender, very nippy action as well. Nice, easy approach to the crease. Decent sized run up, gathers momentum there. As its own unique start and comes cruising in, hits the crease hard and gets the ball to nip and bounce. Unfortunately, there's no fielder there. Charlie Hinze was surprised there. Fortunately for him, it's gone to safe regions of the ground. First runs conceded by Sushil Bahadur in his third over. So both Kobayashi and Charlie Hinze will have taken note of that. And they'll just want to navigate this phase with the new ball without any further hiccups. Try and get to those middle overs. Oof, leaving that one. That was awfully close. In the end, well left. That's because Sushil Bahadur has yet to bring one back to the right-hander. Generally look to angle it across. If he's got one that can angle in, it'll ask a lot of questions of Kobayashi. Well, this one floated a little bit wide of the stumps, and he fell for it. Took the bait, had a big swing, got the under edge, picked up a single. Sushil Bahadur as well mixing up his lines on this occasion pretty well. Oh, this is uppish. It's landed safe and gone over the rope for a boundary. Going back to the surface. Charlie Hinze there picked the length up, figured it was something he could get under. Went up and over the 30-yard circle and picks himself up a boundary. His first boundary of the day. And he'll be looking to bat for quite some time and pick up a few more of those. 2 slips in place now for Sushil Bahadur. Another one that's uppish. It's over the 30-yard circle. Bit of dew here at the KTJ Oval. Fielder losing his footwork. And that one ricocheting off the stumps, hitting Bahadur in the midriff. Oh, it's an exciting over from Sushil Bahadur. Charlie Hinze looking to be a bit more proactive and attacking. 24 for 2 after 6. Well, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nepal versus Japan. The ACC Men's Under 16 East Zone Cup of 2025. I'm Robert Rayner bringing you live coverage as Japan won the toss earlier this morning. They chose to bat, lost a couple of early wickets, that of Hugo Kelly in the third over and Monty Hara Hinze in the fourth. Since then, Charlie Hinze and Kobayashi have tried to steady the ship. They've done well so far. They're up against Abhay Yadav, who's picked up 1 wicket, and Sushil Bahadur, who's also picked up 1. Some seam back in. It's been a good partnership with the new ball for Nepal between Yadav and Bahadur. They've kept the ball in all the right areas for majority of their deliveries, which made batting a little difficult. But some good counter-attacking batting from Charlie Hindse in that previous over. This is Keisei Kobayashi, who's been trapped right in front of the stumps by a full and straight delivery. Easy decision for the umpire. And well, Nepal have struck again just as Japan were looking to rebuild. They've broken the partnership between Kobayashi and Charlie Hindse. Kobayashi, well, Centurion from the previous game. Nepal will be happy to see the back of that man. Another batter from Japan who's reluctant to leave the square. Take a look at that. Full, straight, easy decision for the umpire. I don't think Kobayashi was expecting a Yorker this early in the innings. But very smart bowling from Abhay Yadav, who's spoken about. Very good at mixing his lengths up throughout the spell of 3.2 overs, and the rewards for it are 2 for 16 for him. Not as tall as his partner from the other end, but definitely very accurate, just as accurate, I should say. So Nepal with clear bowling plans. And Japan now 3 down for 24 here in the 7th over. I'm not sure why they're appealing. That was quite a distance away from anything, let alone the bat. Perhaps appealing for LBW. That was some major in-drift and induct from Abhay Yadav. It's Luke Minard. There you go, you can see the Nepal players, their body language, very upbeat at the moment. Ooh, prodding at that one. Well, Luke Minard scored 14 of 22 in Japan's opening fixture against Bhutan. We want to get to that figure and then some. Japan not off to the best starts after they won the toss and chose to bat. 3 for 24, one delivery to go in the 7th. They'll pick up a single and he'll get off the mark. That'll calm a lot of the nerves. When you're batting or not, it does funny things to you, both physically and mentally. Bit more anxious, bit more in a state of panic because you're on, not. But after you get that first run off the bat, all of those negative emotions seem to disappear. And, as the phrase goes, butterflies in the tummy, they seem to settle down. 7 overs gone, 25 for 3. Sushil Bahadur running in from the edge of the 30-yard circle. And for majority of his spell, he's angled the ball away from the right-handers. Haven't seen him bring one back in. And if he can do that, he's going to be a top-class bowler. No doubt he'll work on those. He's tried to bring it back in, but it's just not happened. Perhaps the lack of swing there not assisting Sushil Bahadur. But he's bowled brilliantly here. Figures of 1 for 8 from his 3.1 overs so far. Mind you, he did not concede a single run for his first couple of overs. And then Charlie Hinze scored a boundary and a couple in his third over. But here he is again looking to angle that ball across. Look. Who's the newer of the two batters? Sushil Bahadur only bowled the 4 overs for 21 runs against Singapore. Was slightly expensive. However, here against Japan, he's redeemed himself and is bowling really well. Straighter on that occasion. What an opportunity for the youngsters from 10 nations. This tournament previously held in 2023. Credit to the Asian Cricket Council for giving the youngsters a platform to showcase their talent, and of course, Malaysian Cricket Association for the stage that they've set. Quite elaborate. 3 venues in operation here. Let's play down to third for a single. In 2023, there were only 7 teams that competed in that edition of the tournament. In 2025, they've upped that number to 10. New inclusions being Japan, Bhutan, and Myanmar for this year's tournament, and Nepal winning the 2023 edition against the host Malaysia in the thumping 221 run margin. Easily the strongest side in this tournament, so a bit of catching up for the other teams. Japan have found themselves 3 for 26 up against Nepal after they won the toss and chose to bat. That's clipped off the toes, and it will race away for a boundary. The first for Luke Minard. That'll take the score up to 30 and close out the 8th over. Good looking shot, a bit too full from Sushil Bahadur. Could this be signs of him tiring? Still got excellent figures, 1 for 13 from his 4. Umpire Chandra there, just having a polite chat, telling the batters to stay off the danger area. Mind you, this is a good surface at the KTJ Oval. Japan have had the pleasure of batting on it and scoring in excess of 300. However, that was against Bhutan. Nepal, a completely different side. And the bowling is top class. Immediately, Yadav saying he wants another fielder. He's been very consistent into his 5th over here. He's kept the ball in and around that 5th stump line, and he's got it to jag back in and hold its line. 2 for 17, he has to show. And, Yadav continue to compliment him on his ability to change his length but not his line. He's done that brilliantly here. Bowling on one side of the wicket always makes the captain's life a lot easier. Talked about changing his length, bangs that one in just slightly back of. Look, Minard just nudging it into the leg side and picking up a single. Well, Japan will have to readjust their plans. They can't go at 6 and over, not against this well-oiled Nepal bowling side. They'll have to pick their battles. They'll have to wait for the field restrictions to be lifted. Charlie Hinze. Well, Abhay Yadav takes a shy at the stumps. It wasn't a malicious throw. It was more of a toss towards the stumps that hit Charlie Hinze on the pads, who wasn't all too pleased with that. Immediate apology from Yadav. And well, guessing this next delivery is going to have a few extra clicks on it. Oh, hit hard towards mid-off. Good diving effort, saved a few runs here. Well, this battle continues to intensify. Charlie Hinze, the skipper from Japan, got to play a captain's knock here. He's at the moment leading from the front, 15 of 11 for him. Yadav goes full and straight. It's clipped off the pads by Minard. Will pick up a couple of runs. This is good batting by the pair. It's been a much slower start than Japan are usually used to. 9 overs gone, 3 for 34. That is the reason. 3 wickets have fallen.
This camera using today?
With 1 over to go in the power play. Looks like we'll have a change in bowling. It will be the skipper himself, Bipin Prasad Sharma from Nepal. Like there's going to be some spin inside the power play. Looks like it's going to be left arm off spin from the skipper of Nepal. Well, captain versus captain, always my favorite kind of battle. Just so many dimensions come into play here. Bipin Prasad Sharma, captain of Nepal, versus Charlie Hinze, captain of Japan. Just going by the first couple of deliveries and the first couple of shots offered by Charlie to Bipin Prasad. They're both looking to attack each other. Bipin enticing Charlie with flighted deliveries. Oh, bit of turn there. Bipin Prasad will be excited by that. He can just pitch it in the right area now. Charlie Hinze will have quite a handful to deal with. Bit of shot on that occasion. Good support in the field for the skipper. Another dot ball. Slog sweep attempted. Oh, just short and wide of that fielder at long on. The intentions made very clear here by both captains. I'm going to try and pick up a wicket here, says Bipin Prasad from Nepal. And Charlie says, you flight it up in my arc. I'm going to try and play my shots. And, well, the contest continues. Luke Minard solidly behind that one. That ends the power play and the 10th over, 3 for 35 for Japan. Shubham Kanal registered as a left arm medium pacer. Looks like he'll be bowling some left arm spin. So left arm spin from both ends will make it a little easier for the batters to contend with. Have to have a closer look at Shubham Kanal as to what kind of left arm spinner he is. So the skipper, Bipin Prasad, more conventional. Coming left arm around to the right hander. Targeting the stumps on that occasion. Getting as much purchase as his skipper. There we go. I think Shubham Kanal will be tasked to attack the stumps and occasionally get one to spin away from the right hander. Oh, this is brilliantly bowled. He's attacked the stumps on all three occasions. This one going between the bat pad gap of Luke Minard, who was looking to play it into the leg side. In the end, not able to get his bat down in time. And Shubham Kanal has struck in his first over. Take a look at this. Going left arm around the wicket, pitching the ball outside the off stump, and then not looking to turn it, has cleaned him up. Top stuff here from Nepal. 4 wickets down for Japan, with the scoreboard not going anywhere anytime soon. 36 for 4 at the moment. Skylar Nakayama Cook, the wicketkeeper batter for Japan, walks out to the middle to replace Luke Minard. That Japan have looked a bit tentative here, looked very sure of themselves. I think perhaps just try and play the situation right now. At the moment, just need to rotate singles, wait for the loose deliveries. There haven't been that many from the bowling of Nepal. So they've got to find a way to keep the scoreboard ticking along. Top over from Shubham Kanal in his first 1 for 1. This is very interesting. Again, go back to the contest, captain versus captain, Pippin versus Charlie. Flighted full on the pads, straight to the man at mid-wicket, but a fumble there allows Japan to sneak a single. Charlie will need to know that in the matchup of the left-arm spinners, it is in his favour if he's on strike. Always a little bit harder for the right-handers to contend with the left-arm spin, especially coming around the wicket. We've already seen one ball from the skipper of Nepal spin quite a bit. Back-to-back dots for Bipin Prasad. Gonna flight one, just dangle the bait for Skylar Nakayama just outside the off stump, get him to drive. Almost does that. Skylar Nakayama just looking to defend that one. It was awfully close to the outside edge. Flights another one. This one a bit too full. Skylar able to drive that down, but not able to pick up the single. This one a lot quicker through the air. Pushes it down the ground. They come through for a quick single. And that concludes the 12th over. 38 for 4, Japan. Shubham Kanal looks to go straighter. Skylar Nakayama sweeps it with authority. This is good batting from Skylar. Bit too straight from Shubham on that occasion. Japan need a partnership of some substance here if they are to get to a total that they can defend against a very strong Nepal batting lineup as well. Oh, it's found the outside edge. Has it? Or has it come off the back thigh? Perhaps not carrying as well, given the inquiry from Shubham Kanal. Top bowling though, nonetheless, from him. the best spinners that we've seen in this series, at least in the first couple of matches so far. They've been able to land the ball in exactly the same area, but after pitching, the ball does two very different things. It either continues with the angle of the delivery or it grips and rips and goes the other way. And Shivam Kanal has been able to do both here. So as a skipper from the other side, this is and they've gone up in appeal, and eventually the finger goes up. It's a delayed decision there, but Skylar Nakayama does not look too disappointed with that decision, which suggests he might have nicked it. An almost nothing shot there. He was perhaps hoping for that finger to stay down. In the end, it went up to his red. Japan batters have been pretty slow to walk off the square, and it is out of disappointment. Well, half the Japanese batting lineup back in the dugout. And, three players with the same last name. We'll dig a bit deeper into that, find out if they are in any way related. Gabihara Hinze joining Charlie out of the middle, with Japan in quite a bit of trouble here. Backs away, and the skipper follows him into the 14th over here. Score on 42 for 5. And that is smashed through the offside with some authority here from Charlie Hinze, who's decided it's enough trying to block out these overs. The scoreboard was not going anywhere, and he's decided the best form of defense is attack. Well, he's lost 5 batters from the Japan batting lineup, and it's going to come down to him to score these runs. Backs away again, tries to carve it through the offside. Just needs to be a little careful that he's not trying to do a bit too much. Have good attacking, positive intent. And you, Bipin Prasad, the skipper from Nepal, spinning it back into him. And he's trying to go through the offside. And that's the trap that Nepal have set for him. He's already played one brilliant shot through the offside. Pulls it down to long on for a single. I think this is where Charlie's got to be smart. He's got to face most of these left arm spin. At least the deliveries from both these bowlers. Can't afford to give the right hander. That matchup definitely in favor of the left arm spinner. Whereas left arm spinner to the left handed batter, it's always going to be spinning into your hitting arc. Watchfully played on that occasion from Gabby. "14 overs gone, 47 for 5. Oh, he's gone too straight on that occasion. Swept away by Charlie. But it's Gabby. And a top effort there from the fast bowler who bowled a brilliant opening spell. Definitely saving a few runs here. This ball was racing away to the boundary. Decides to run and put in the dive and think he's good there. Sushil Bahadur Rawal with that fielding effort. Oh, confusion. Yes, no. And they've decided against it, which I think is a good idea. Use of the feet from Charlie. Batting on a runner ball, 26. 50 comes up with that single, 50 for 5. The wickets column, the concerning number here for Japan. Mind you, they won the toss and they chose to bat here at the KTJ Oval. Watchfully on top of that one was Gabby. Shubham Kanalia looking to rush through his overs. Figures are 2 for 8. Oh, 3 of the 4 bowlers introduced into the attack have picked up wickets. Bipin Prasad Sharma, the skipper from Nepal, wicketless. But he's bowled very tight from the other end, as is the case when you're in bowling partnerships. As long as you can sustain the pressure from both ends, one of the bowlers is going to pick up wickets, and that's what I think Nepal have done exceptionally well here. With the new ball, we had Abhay Yadav and Sushil Bahadur Rawal. Abhay Yadav bowled brilliantly, 5 overs, 2 for 21. Sushil Bahadur, 1 for 13. Bipin Prasad Sharma keeping things tight, 3 overs, 8 runs without a wicket. And Shubham Kanal, who just finished his 3rd over, figures of 2 for 8 for him. Here he is, the skipper from Nepal. Will be continuing. And mentioned this earlier. Captain v Captain is always exciting to cover. Bipin versus Charlie. Nepal versus Japan. It's a low full toss. You can see Charlie there, a bit upset with himself. Perhaps feeling he could have done better with that one. Not too many loose deliveries, as we pointed out earlier, from Nepal. Going back to the surface at the KTJ. Japan in their first game, quite happy to camp on that back foot. The bounce has been true, even to the spinners, and looking to cut that one. He's got to be careful. He's going against the turn here. Still like to see him just go through the leg side, go with the spin, try and keep the ball along the ground, try and find the boundaries, pierce the gaps. He's going against the turn. This time goes straighter. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. It's a brilliant shot. It's a beautiful shot all along the carpet, bisecting long on and long off, and a much needed boundary. He takes himself to 30 of 30, runner ball. Bipin Prasad, well, change of angles not working for him. He's decided to go left arm around to Charlie. The sweep shot, a good option. Slanting this one across. Charlie asking for the wide. Bit optimistic from Charlie. And another change of angles. Oh, just mixing things up nicely here is the skipper from Nepal, Bipin Prasad. Yes, he went for the boundary, but Nepal are eyeing their sixth wicket and they would want it to be Charlie. Meanwhile, Japan are trying to resuscitate this innings that currently reads 54 for 5 after 16. Well, looking to work that into the leg side. Are they going to come back for two? They'll decide against it. This fielding unit from Nepal has been on point for most of the 16.1 overs. In fact, all of it. They've had some brilliant efforts in the field. The catching's been good. Their effort with the ground fielding has been excellent. They've been diving around, throwing their bodies around, saving runs on the boundary, on the edge of the boundary. And 55 for 5 at the moment for Japan. Shivam Kanal slightly slower through the air than his partner at the other end. Worked into the leg side, quick single, completed safely. Good understanding between the Hinze boys. Well, they desperately need this partnership to continue for as long as it possibly can. Well, Japan already have one big partnership in the previous game, but that was against Bhutan. This is against Nepal, who seem to have the knack of breaking partnerships. Flighted, he's gone down the ground, long on and long off. Well, they were up in this, they were back on the boundary for Charlie. They're up in the circle for Gabby, who's picked up a couple of runs. Good batting here, I'd have to say. Playing the field. Shivam Kanal, and not as quick as his skipper from the other end. Allows that little bit of time to get to the ball. Wraps up the 17th over, 58 for 5. Well, first drinks have been had. And, well, after Japan won the toss and decided to bat, they've found themselves in quite a bit of trouble with half their batting lineup back in the dugout with a score on 61. The 18 overs, the 19th over being bowled right now, but the 18 overs up until this point from Nepal has been excellent. Their bowlers, fast bowlers with the new ball, striking early, spinners also doing the job. Shivam Kanal here, who's picked up a couple already. Beg your pardon. It's a change in bowling. Rashida Jaishi being introduced for his first over, bowling some right arm off spin. And this is to counter the left-handed Charlie Hinze. So left arm spin from both ends prior to the drinks break. And they've come up with a plan against Charlie Hinze, who's wanted to go mostly through the offside. And he's driven that. Just stroll through for a single. Just going back to this performance with the ball from Nepal. Their fielding, their placements, and tactics have been top notch. Credit will go to the think tank, the coaching staff, and one to the players themselves who've thrown their bodies around. They've taken some great catches, saved a lot of runs on the edge of the boundary, and they find themselves in a very strong position here. Another good over, just the one run coming off it, 62 for 5 after 19. Well, speaking about the Pacers, Nepal are going for the kill here. They've gone back to Abhay Yadav, who's been the more effective of the two, mind you. His partner with the new ball was pretty impressive as well. Sushil Bahadur Rawal, 1 for 13 for Sushil. But it is Abhay Yadav with the ball in hand, who's got 2 for 21 from his 5. Will probably be a short spell for him. Maybe a couple of overs. Try and pick up a wicket here. He'll be bowling to Charlie Hinze, the left-hander. Good start. He's been excellent with his lines and lengths as Abhay Yadav. Consistent and accurate with his bowling. Like to see a slip in place for him. If he's being brought back to try and pick up a wicket, you want to give him every chance. And slip in place does that. Goes back of a length and 2 straight on that occasion. Couple of extras. It's funny how that happens when you praise a bowler for his consistency and accuracy. Bowls one down the pads. Take nothing away from Abhay Yadav. He's 2 for 23 into his 6th over here. Oh, floats one wide of the stumps, inviting Gabby to drive at it, which he obliges. And still feel that a slip in place will be more effective because Abhay Yadav has been reintroduced to try and break this partnership here. Was a bit too straight on that occasion. And this is brilliant running from Japan. Well, they pick up 2 runs. Haven't been able to find too many boundaries in this innings of 66. Charlie's got 4 of them. There's been a total of 7 boundaries in this innings of 66. Charlie, who's at the non-strikers end, and the captain from Japan, batting on 34 of 44. Not too long ago, he was batting on a runner ball. Nepal have tightened the screws further. Full and straight. Back of a length, slightly upish, not carrying to the fielder at point. Well, just the 4 extras in the 20 overs bowled so far. 4 wides. So Nepal have been pretty disciplined with their bowling. Gabby and Charlie Harahinze. This partnership needs to continue for as long as it possibly can. It's currently worth 24 of 42. So Japan were in trouble quite early on after they won the toss and chose to bat first. They were 5 for 42 before this pair came together. They're trying to resuscitate the innings as Charlie tries to carve one through the offside. Prasida Jaishi, right arm off spinner. This one's clipped upish but leg side. I think both Gabby and Charlie have to pick their battles here in terms of who they face up against. This is the exposure that they need. Charlie has got the experience, has been part of the Japan men's senior side, now leading the under 16 in the ACC men's under 16 East Zone Cup held in Malaysia. Oh, he's gone down the ground. He's gone straight though, which has allowed him to pick up a single. Bit of aggression here shown by Gabby. Well, that's played with strong hands, but there is protection. Well, the question is, can Nepal afford to keep a couple of catchers in close by the bat, maybe a short cover and a slip? Oh, this is flighted outside the off stump. Sweeper running in, can't get to it. Fortunately for Gabby, it was mistimed. And it will result in a single to close out the 21st over, 70 for 5. After Japan won the toss and chose to bat here at the KTJ Oval. Also, just the 1 over burst for Abhay Yadav. And Shubham Kanal comes back into the attack. He's picked up 2 for 12 from his 4. And immediately there's a widish slip in place. Still think he needs to be a little closer to the edge of the wicket. Ball will be spinning away from the right-hander. Mind you, Shubham Kanal prefers to operate by trying to target the stumps more often than not and occasionally get one to spin away. Oh, that's a bit uppish as well. There's that catching extra cover. Perhaps can be a couple of yards in as well. Goes through the leg side towards long on. Charlie Hindley here. He'll be better suited to face the left arm spin of Shubham Kanal. He'll be hitting with the spin. Well, Nepal, of course, defending champions of the East Zone Cup from 2023. And that's a bit uppish. And, well, Shubham Kanal has done exactly what he was reintroduced to do. He's dismissed Charlie Hindley there with a ball that's spun back. Charlie just looking to rock back on the back foot and play it into the leg side. In the end, spooning a simple catch straight to mid-wicket. Nepal have picked up their 6th wicket. Japan in dire straits here. They've lost their captain, Charlie Hindley, on 36 with a score on 71. Oh, what a day the young spinner, the left arm spinner, Shubham Kanal is having. 3 for 13 from his 4.4 overs. Could easily pick up a fifer here. He's got plenty of overs to do it in his own spell. And he's got 4 batters from Japan. Japan have sent out Ishan Lal, tall fast bowler for Japan. Who decides to leave that one alone. Japan are going to have to reassess their batting plans here. They're well into their lower middle order, beg your pardon, the lower order of their batting lineup. Ishan Lal in the side for his bowling. Now has about 28 overs. Japan's batting innings to see out. Try and get them to a decent total. Meanwhile, Nepal find themselves 4 wickets away from wrapping things up here in the first innings after they were put in the field. So not a bad toss to lose if you're Nepal. And Bipin Prasad, they've made the best out of that decision. Quite a bit for Japan to think about. And well, it's not been a surface that's misbehaved. It's just been some excellent bowling from Nepal and fielding and catching, and aided by some poor shot selection from Japan that sees them at 71 for 6. Japan will have known that Nepal are a top side defending their title. And, perhaps they'll go back later on this evening and try and figure out what went wrong here with the batting. At the moment, it is Nepal right on top of this game here. They've got Japan 71 for 6. There is a slight delay. There is the handsome Mr. Chandra, the on-field umpire for the day. Spoke a bit about him at the start. Hails from Perak. Served in the Malaysian Navy. Now contributes to grassroots level in his state. Part of the umpiring panel, adjudicating this big game between Nepal and Japan. Ooh, leg spin. Time for some leg spin here. This is quite the armory that Nepal have. They've got left arm spin, they've got right arm off spin, left arm pace, right arm pace, and now some leg spin. Sachin Bata, a lot quicker through the air. Tall lad as well. So very high release points. Don't think he's looking to spin the ball too much. Perhaps look to get the ball to break a bit towards the offside. But I think he's going to have a similar ploy to the left arm spin. He will try and attack the stumps with most of his deliveries. I am, of course, talking about Shubham Kanal, who's picked up 3 for 13 from his 5. Sachin Bata is going to try and rattle the stumps here, perhaps trap Ishan Lal in front of the stumps as well. Ooh, this one just holding its line a lot quicker is Sachin Bata compared to all the spinners that have bowled here. 4 spinners used, 2 left arm spin, 1 right arm off spin, and now some leg spin. Well, there we go, that one coming in as well. Just take perhaps an over or two to settle into a rhythm. For a leg spinner, it's all about settling into a rhythm. Once he can find that rhythm and that groove, the ball's coming out of the hand, he'll be able to get it to talk and do things. Oh, this one coming back in quicker and sharper. It's got the quick googly. That's evident from his first over, just the 1 run coming off it. 23 overs gone. The score for Japan coming to a standstill, 72 for 6. Looks like Shivam Kanal will continue, and why not? He's picked up 3 wickets already, and this is a bit uppish, looking to close the face of the bat. As a coach, your insides are churning. You never close the face of the bat on the delivery that's turning the other way. Gabby, fortunate that that landed past the bowler in safe areas. Looking for a quick single there. That was going to be a suicidal run had they decided to go for it. The fielding from Nepal has been outstanding. Shubham Kanal tossing it up a lot more. Mind you, Ishan Lal in the team for his bowling. So, tail ender. So far, he's shown some pretty good composure just to hang in there. 9 deliveries yet to get off the mark. Solidly behind that one. Looking to drive. And that closes out the 24th over, 73 for 6. Sachin Bhatta, the leg spinner from Nepal, will continue. Well, Gabby will have to be wary of the one that continues in with the arm. He's got one that can turn away as well. Generally a lot quicker through the air, which means he won't get as much turn as some of the other spinners. Oh, that's the slow googly or the slower googly. Got plenty of variations as Sachin Bhatta. I'd like to see him flight one just around the off stump for Ishan Lal, invite him for the drive. Looking to cut that one. Just slow it down a fraction. It's got to slip in place. Invite Ishan Lal to the drive over the offside or through the offside. At the moment, Ishan Lal pretty content just to block it out. As long as there's going to be pace on the ball, he's not going to look and take too many chances. Can Sachin Bhatta slow it down and dangle the bait? Looks pretty content with just seeing off the over. It's understandable from Japan and Ishan Lal. They've got a job to do here. They find their side in quite a bit of trouble. That's played well. Straight down to mid-on, and it's a rushed single and completed in the end safely. Ishan Lal telling Gabby Hara Hinze that don't worry about me, I can hold my own. And he's looked good in defense as Ishan Lal to his defense. Another good over from Sachin Bhatta, 2 overs for him, just the 3 runs conceded. Japan 75 for 6, halfway through the first innings here. Just to remind our viewers, Japan won the toss, they chose to bat, and well, They made a mess of things early on, 6 down for 75 here in the 26th over. As Ishan Lal has a big swing at that one. And Shubham Kanal, well, he'll be sensing his fourth is just around the corner. And Ishan Lal goes back to just blocking it out. Nepal perhaps can even dangle the bait by bringing up some of the fielders. Ask Ishan Lal to go big. But so far, this is good batting from Ishan Lal. He's shown a lot of composure, shown a lot of patience. 19 deliveries for his solitary run. Make that 20 deliveries. Both Ishan Lal and Gabby Harahinse have got nothing but time. Just under 25 overs into play, a better part of 150 deliveries. 140 rather. Oh, this was slowed up very nicely from Shubham Kanal. Beats the outside edge. Ishan Lal survives. Question asked to the leg umpire, but his back foot was firmly planted. 7 overs now for Shubham Kanal. Figures of 3 for 14. He's searching for his fourth here. As part of modern day cricket, spinners have also now learnt the art of bowling Yorkers. And Sachin Bata, at the pace at which he bowls, could be a very effective delivery at this stage of the game. And when he's bowling to Ishan Lal, he can slow it down and flight it just outside the off stump. But for now, he's bowling to Gabby, who drives that through the offside. Gabby's looked good for his 12 of 26. And this partnership, well, more for time than runs. Been together for quite some time now. That's another wrong one. And a quick single pinched here. So good communication between the two. Confidently behind that one off the back foot was Ishan Lal. And speaking of partnerships, there's only one of any real substance, that of Gabby Harahinse and Charlie Hinze. That was worth 29 of 52 deliveries. And whoa, Ishan Lal leaving his crease has found himself short on the return. Well, a lapse of judgment there from Ishan Lal. I think there was any run there, but the inner ring fielders from Nepal continue to excel, sharp as ever. 7th wicket for Japan has fallen, courtesy of good fielding, affecting that run out. Tiger Hagu walking out to replace Ishan Lal. 76 for 7 here in the 27th over. Nepal have been right on top of this game from ball one. Their bowling's been good, their fielding, their catching, their plans, their execution has all been top notch. And Japan, well, found short in the batting sees them 76 for 7. Good looking shot here from Tiger. Well, very different batting performance from Japan compared to their first game against Bhutan. In that game, they were looking to score, keep the scoreboard ticking over with singles, doubles. They were running hard. They're up against a very strong Nepalese contingent, the young rhinos, as they're known to. And they've been on the money with the bowling and fielding. And Japan have not been able to build any notable partnerships. Shubham Kanal, can he pick up his fourth here? Oh, this is close. This is close. And the finger goes up. And he responds, yes, he can. He's picked up the fourth, his fourth, and the eighth batter from Japan has to begin the long walk back to the dugout. This is brilliant bowling. He's always targeted the stumps throughout the spell. And walking across the stumps, not getting any bat on it. And, well, trying to not look at the umpire after being struck in front of the stumps is not going to help the batter on that occasion. Finger goes up almost instantaneously. And well, Japan's troubles continue. They scored 300 in their first game. And in this one, their second, struggling to get to 3 figures, which at the moment will be quite an accomplishment. They've got 2 wickets in hand. And Japan, well, they'll get used to this and they'll go back and they'll have to come back out there and play a couple more games. They've got 2 more games in the group stages, mind you, 10 teams in this competition at the ACC Men's Under 16 Eastern Cup of 2025. This is, of course, a Group A fixture. Nepal right on top of it. Won their first game against Singapore, chasing 139 by 6 wickets. Oh, and he's gone through and he's picked up his 5th back-to-back wickets for Shubham Kanal. What a performance this is. 5 for 14 from 7.3 overs. Well, take a bow, young man. He's definitely going to claim that ball, as he should. The strategy of attacking the stumps proving effective 5 times this morning as Eric Harrison departs without troubling the scorers. And well, 76 for 9. But the story of the morning has been the left-arm spinner, the young left-arm spinner from Nepal, Shubham Kanal, who's picked up 5 for 14 and broken the back of this Japanese batting lineup. From the time he was introduced, he's been attacking the stumps, getting the ball to turn away. And, well, I'd like to also see a man under the lid there, just in front on either side of the wicket. That's because Shubham Kanal has picked up 5 for 14, and more importantly, he's on a hat-trick here. Could we see the first hat-trick of the ACC Men's Under-16 East Zone Cup of 2025? Shubham Kanal, here we go. And watchfully played there from Juto Ball. The last of the Japan batters. They've kept the field up. And well, he's got one more delivery from Shubham Kanal to deal with. Oh, just too wide. Just too wide. The rare occasion where Shubham Kanal has bowled one that is not attacking the stumps. Well, 8 overs for the young man, 5 for 14. Easily and hands down a game changer of the first innings. Japan 76 for 9. Again, if you're just tuning in, Japan won the toss earlier this morning and chose to bat. I'll go back to the start, and it wasn't a tricky wicket. It wasn't too much that was going wrong or going about from the wicket. It wasn't misbehaving. It's just been a top-notch bowling effort from Nepal and fielding effort. As the skipper is bowled brilliantly, and 5 overs, just the 15 runs, an economy rate of just 3 for him, trying to pick up the last wicket here. I think of the blueprint that has been set by Shubham Kanal. It could be copied here in trying to wrap up the innings, attack the stumps, and occasionally get one to spin away. He's trying to. He's firing these deliveries through, not looking to spin it as much. Is the skipper from Nepal. Oh, this one slower through the air. The 2 slips, waiting eagerly with itchy palms to pouch this last wicket. And he goes. I think there's a bit of inside edge here. Very quickly to withdraw the appeal. Just seeing from that release, not looking to spin the ball too much, just looking to target the stumps. Another good over. I believe it's a maiden from Bipin Prasad. "29 overs gone. Japan 76 for 9. Nepal definitely the happier of the 2 sides who were put in the field, and well, they're looking to wrap things up here in the first innings and go out there with the bat and score these down. Juto Ball has looked well, like he's on hot coal at the moment. Plays that one pretty well. Young lad from Japan. Yet to get off the mark. Both the batters yet to get off the mark. What an experience it is for a lot of these teams and a lot of these youngsters to play on such a big stage for their nation. Streamed across the world. The viewers tuning in from all parts to support their teams. At the moment, Nepal supporters, the happier of the 2. This one comes in with the arm. Oh, Well, Shubham Kanal is looking for his sixth here. He's picked up 5 already. And why not? 2 slips in place even for Shubham Kanal. Juto ball has decided to play at that one. Slightly harder hands, but no damage done. 30 overs gone, 76 for 9. And the last batting pair for Japan, keeping Nepal out there in the field longer than they would have liked. Just go through the fall of wickets: 1 for 5, 2 for 10, 3 for 24, 4 for 36, 5 for 42, 6 for 71, 7 for 76, 8 for 76, 9 for 76. So the scoreboard, well, just absolutely coming to a standstill here for Japan. Well, we see this quite a bit in a test match cricket where the tail end tries to just bat out the overs, which is what Tiger and Judo are trying to do here. Bipin Prasad will need to figure out a way to pick up this last wicket of Japan. He's flighted this full. It's driven very nicely through the offside. And they'll pick up a couple of runs. So the first runs off the bat in roughly 3 overs. Delivery from Bipin Prasad. That's a good delivery, even to a top order batter. Too good for Tiger Hagyu. On that occasion, 31 overs gone, 78 for 9. I think Shubham Kanal is going to bowl out here, and as he should. Already seen a 6-wicket haul, that coming from a Thailand bowler in this contest. Goes down the pads. Rare extra from Shubham Kanal. Oh, flighted, inviting Juto ball into the drive, and he obliges very close to the outside edge of the bat. Flighted again, Juto ball starting to play shots. Well, Shubham Kanal will like this. These are signs of encouragement. Can he keep it just around that off stump and get it to spin away? Goes full and straight on that occasion. I think the slip fielder is indicating that perhaps a man right in front of the bat there, at a silly mid-off position perhaps. Yep, catching extra cover coming in just outside your screen there on the left. Juto ball, he's been out there for 14 deliveries, showing some good patience. Like that, 15 deliveries yet to get off the mark. And the game is at that stage where the defiance shown by these two batters, number 10 and 11 for Japan, is just about all that they can do. Try and pick up as many runs as they can, perhaps inch towards that 100-run mark, which is just 21 runs away, but it seems oh so far in the distance. Umpire there just reminding the skipper from Nepal, hold on, let me get into position first before you bowl that first delivery. All's good. And Bipin with the ball. You can see the urgency from Nepal and their skipper. They want to wrap things up here. And rightly so. They don't want to be out there longer than they have to. Oh, this one beats the outside edge. Feature with delivery from the skipper. I'll go back to this point that is on display from Tiger and Juto. Well, the defiance that they're showing here, keeping the Japan team, beg your pardon, the Nepal team. Ninth wicket fell with a score on 76 in the 28th over. And they've kept Nepal out there for 5 overs after that. There you can see a few of the Nepali players getting a bit restless. They want to wrap things up here. Pick up the 11th wicket, or the 10th wicket, rather. Go back into the dressing room. And the bowlers will want to put their feet up, have a nice relaxed break, and allow their batters to go out there and chase down these runs. Japan, on the other hand, well, this is perhaps going down the legs. It will be leg byes. We'll wait for confirmation from the umpire. It is indeed. Well, should things go the way they are, Nepal will be disappointed if they allow Japan to get 100 from this stage. Sachin Bata, the quick leg spinner from Nepal, is going to try and go through the gate here of both Tiger and Juto, who have been quite resilient in blocking out whatever Nepal have thrown their way. Oh, very first delivery, inviting the drive. Tiger will want to be a little careful here. There's 2 slips in place, waiting for an outside edge. Just checking his guard. Goes for a big swing through the offside. Well, he's beaten the outside edge 3 times already of the first 3 deliveries in his 4th over. I think that perhaps it's time Nepal brought back one of their picks and make that 4 out of 4. Well, he's on course to bowl a maiden here. Is Sachin Bata. Just a bit too wide on that last delivery. Left alone. The over's gone. 80 for 9. Skipper from Nepal will continue. That one came in with the angle. Judo ball yet to get off the mark. Seemed pretty content with just blocking things out. And he seems like a man on a mission. He's not going to throw away his wicket. And looking to defend that one. Bipin Prasad gets one to finally hit the stumps, and the Chuto ball's long vigil without scoring a run that lasted 17 deliveries comes to an end. Japan have wrapped things up here with, beg your pardon, Nepal have wrapped things up here, and they bowled out Japan. Just 80 runs in 34.3 overs. And they'll go into the innings break. Very pleased with this effort. They'll come out on the other side, chasing 81 for victory. We'll take a break here in the commentary box and bring you the live action when the run chase resumes. Welcome back, folks. This is the game between Nepal, the defending champions, and the newly included Japan, who are competing in the ACC Men's Under 16 East Zone Cup. This is, of course, round two of the group stage matchups. Each 10 teams in this tournament, two groups of five, Japan and Nepal in Group A. Here at the KTJ Oval earlier this morning, Japan winning the toss, choosing to bat first. They were bundled out for a low total of 80 by some excellent bowling from Nepal, and they've been phenomenal in the field with the catching and the fielding as well. And now they are chasing 81 for victory on a pretty good batting surface at the KTJ Oval. Japan will try and make this chase as difficult as possible. Kobayashi with the new ball. Starts with one on the pads. It's clipped away. Nepal up and running off the first delivery with a single. Well, a disappointing day with the bat for Japan. They'll have to put that behind them as quickly as possible. At the under 16 level, you want to develop the ability to bounce back. And that's going to serve you well throughout your career. And while it might be a day off with the bat for Japan, who were pretty excellent in their first game, scoring in excess of 300, could not repeat the performance. Good second delivery from Kobayashi. Just checking with the umpire if he's okay in his follow through. Jeshi and Joy Thapa, the opening batters for Nepal. The center bottom of your screens, 81 is the target. Nepal will look to cruise to it without too many hiccups. Japan, on the other hand, will want to make early inroads. Mind you, Nepal didn't have too many to chase in their opening game against Singapore. Singapore were bundled out for 138, and Nepal chased it down with 6 wickets in hand and plenty of overs to spare. Consistent performance from Nepal with their ability to bundle out oppositions, and that's a credit to the resources they have in their bowling department. We saw right arm pace, left arm pace, left arm off spin, right arm off spin, and a leg spin as well. So plenty of options in the bowling department for Nepal. And we saw a fifer as well being picked up by Shubham. Well, it's Japan's turn with the ball now. And Kobayashi falling over there, looking and searching for a bit of extra pace. Both the batters off the mark in the first over. Talked about this, getting that first run off the bat always calms the nerves of the batters. Doesn't really go away no matter how much cricket you play. You just get better at dealing with it. A good first over comes to an end. 2 without loss. Well, it'll be the skipper of Japan taking on the responsibility with the new ball. He battled for as long as he could with the bat, but it was, well, a performance that Japan will be willing to forget as quickly as possible. They've got the opportunity here with the ball to try and pick up a couple of early wickets, a slip in place for Charlie. Driven through the offside straight to the cover fielder. Clipped off the toes in towards a long on for a single. No real hurry for either of these batters. Got plenty of time to chase down this target of 81. Meanwhile, from the STC Oval, Singapore have triumphed over Indonesia. They bowled out Indonesia for 58. Singapore chasing down that target in under 7 overs for the loss of just 1 wicket. And well, it's a day of low scores. Malaysia at the YSD UKM Oval in Bangui have dismissed Maldives for 30, and they've chased that total down in 2 overs, 31 for 2. And at the KTJ Oval, we've got Japan, who've been bundled out for 80, and Nepal looking to secure their second win. Mind you, Nepal are defending champions of this tournament, so there's come into this tournament and into this game with quite the reputation. They've lived up to that reputation in the first half of this game, proving to be too good for Japan. And now Japan with a point to prove, a statement to make. And, the boys from Japan, they will look to challenge this very strong Nepalese side. Joy Thapa there. Prasida Jaishi, watchful on that occasion. A slip and a gully in place for the outside edge for Kobayashi. Goes to that gully fielder. Just going back to that new ball spell from Nepal. Both the pacers, they kept the ball slightly fuller than what Kobayashi currently is landing on. Kobayashi, a tall, fast bowler from Japan, likes to hit that back of a length. Mind you, the KTJ Oval and the surface here, very good for batting, which is what makes the bowling performance from Nepal all that more special. Oh, that's full, but he's thrown his hands at it. Running back, not quite off the middle. Well, first signs of aggression here from Prasida Jaishi, who went over covers, but not quite off the middle. talked about that length being slightly fuller. It's already invited the batters into the drive, a lofted drive on that previous occasion. Oh, he's gone back of length. Fielder getting under it and he's pouched it. Take a look at that celebration and what it means to Japan. Well, they've picked up the first wicket here. Well, Japan, no pushovers in this contest. They're going to try and make it as hard as possible for Nepal to try and get to this target of 81. This is Joy Thapa, the batter to be dismissed. Keshi Kobayashi strikes with the ball. Japan picking up the first wicket in the third over. Speaking of picking up wickets, we had the left-arm spinner Shubham Khanal who bowled a phenomenal spell of 10 overs, 5 wickets for 15 runs. And Japan have got spinners of their own who they will introduce into the attack very soon because they don't have that many runs to defend. But at the moment, I say Kobayashi has provided them with a breakthrough. Can he do another one here? Goes full and wide, being careful not to go onto the danger area in his follow through. Three overs gone. Nepal 5 for 1. Only 2 batters from the Japan lineup getting to double figures. And both have the same last name. It was the skipper who's currently with the ball in hand, who scored 36 of 48 with 4 boundaries in his innings. And apart from that, it was Gabi Arahinze, 13 of 30. Here is Charlie. Oof, some turn already. This is the 4th over. And so it's a good cricket wicket here at the KTJ Oval. There's something in it for the fast bowlers if you're willing to bend your back. There's a bit of turn, and is that a drop chance? Charlie Hinze, hands on head there. And they've got a fielder in that catching cover position. And Japan, like Nepal, a very good fielding side. They pride themselves in the field. Fortunately, a chance put down. Oh, looking to cut that one. That was really short and wide. Well, can Charlie Hinze pull off a Shubham Khanal and pick up 5 wickets here for Japan? Oh, pushing at that one as well. Nepal batters have got to be a little careful here. There's already some turn. They're not chasing a big total. They don't really need to take too many risks. Yes, if it's in your slot, you want to play your shots. But Charlie Hinze is a very good spinner, experienced, plays with the senior men's team from Japan as well. Who flights this one, mind you. He has the ability to bowl batters around their pads. He's already done it once in the opening fixture against Bhutan. However, the Nepal batters slightly more equipped to handle that type of delivery. Just lets that one go. Good over. Chance created, but put down. 4 overs gone. Nepal are 6 for 1, chasing 81. The wicket taker, Kobayashi. Starts with a dot ball. Just think that the umpire, who had a chat with him in his first over, telling him to just be careful of the danger area. I think he's letting that play on his mind a little too much. You could see in that previous delivery, trying to be cautious about stepping in that danger area. That's good from him. Much better, but even better shot offered. Chase here. Got around. Keep that down to just 2. See that Jayashi, who's hit the ground running in this tournament, has already scored 55 not out from 97 deliveries in the opening fixture. Clips this one elegantly into the leg side, looking for 2, will get 2 in that game against Singapore, where they needed to chase 139 for victory. Prasida Jayashi remained unbeaten on 55 of 97, scoring 5 boundaries. Looking to run it down to third. Not sure that's the wisest option at the moment. They've got a slip, a gully, and a deep third in place. So even if he does get it in the gap off the middle of the bat, it's going to be 1 run. That's a lot of risk for just 1 run from Shivansh. Again, the wicketkeeper batter for Nepal gets off the mark in fine style. That was nothing but a gentle push into the offside. Exquisite timing from Shivansh. Kobayashi going a bit too full, but a bit too wide on that occasion as well. Capitalize by Shivansh. Gets off the mark with a boundary. Nice and tall and on top of the bounce. That's the end of the 5th over. Nepal of 15 for 1. Nepal in the past few years have been solidifying their progress and their growth. The fastest growing nations, cricketing nations in the region. That's uppishly played. And, well, not able to get under that one. Also, Charlie Hinze creating chances, but they're going down. Now they're landing safely. Prashida Jeshi living dangerously here. The reason for Nepal's success is a very strong grassroots and youth development program that creates numerous and an abundance of young, talented cricketers uh, in the pipeline for the future. That looks very secure. That is Nepal cricket, and their faithful fan following always turn up in support for them, regardless of the tournament, whether it's the men's, women's, or under 16. They've got a huge support base that's pulled away nicely, but there is protection for Charlie Hinze out on the cow corner boundary. Um, well, Nepal hosting district level tournaments for the under 16 age group in terms of selections and tryouts. Well, it's getting heated here. A bit of words exchanged between Charlie and the non-striker. Swept away straight to deep back towards backward square. Beg your pardon. A quick single stolen as well. So Nepal just as good with the running between the wickets. When you've got age group tournaments at the district and state level, you're bound to get a huge pool of players from which to choose from. This being the best of them, and nothing but a tickle down the leg side, picking up 4 runs. Charlie just guilty of going a little too straight there, but knowing exactly where the fielders are, all he had to do was get some bat, guide it down towards that fine leg region. Easy 4 runs picked up. While we spoke about Nepal and their progress and the stage at which the country's cricketing future, it looks very secure. Japan, on the other hand, and they've got their own development progress to speak of. A lot of these players play multiple sports, so very multi-dimensional in their athletic ability, and you can tell that by their fielding, which is usually very good. Full toss here from Ishan Lal to start with. He was good in that opening fixture against Bhutan. Just needs to settle down. Another tall, fast bowler can get the ball to move around. Kobayashi being taken out of the attack. Starts with another full toss, but that's a drill towards mid-on. A couple of full tosses here from Ishan Lal. Well, he's trying to get that ball to swing, but he's got to pitch it in the right areas. And this batting pair of Shwanch and Prasiddha will look to put away anything that's loose and off target. Just squeezed towards backward point. Just a little too full on those first 3 deliveries is Ishan Lal. Needs to pull his length back just a tad bit. Seen these Nepali batters, they like to drive, but you've got to put the ball in the right areas for that slip and wicketkeeper to come into play. Push through the offside between covers and mid-off. Chase here for Hall. Will do well to pull it back inside the rope. Japan making progress in terms of cricket within the country, hosting a fair few tournaments in recent times. That's another full toss. More work to do for Hall. They've impressed quite a bit so far, although today, not the best of days for them with the bat. Defending just 81, conceded 28 with one delivery to go in the 7th over. Searching for wickets here. That's cut away, but equally well fielded. Spoke about the fielding from Japan. Very athletic, very explosive, ever alert. End of 7 overs. Nepal cruising along, 28 for 1. Charlie Hinze will continue. He's been a bit unlucky. A couple of chances created. Oh, that is a loose delivery from Charlie Hinze. He doesn't bowl too many of those. Juicy full toss on leg stump. And Shivansh just sweeping it towards that backward square region, picking himself up an easy boundary. There's more development and changes. Malaysian Cricket Association making changes of their own, trying to establish themselves and break in the top tier of international cricket. Oh, has this found the outside edge and gone between keeper and slip? If it has, no, it hasn't. Bye signaled by the umpire. So, no fault of Charlie Hinze. He's bowled a peach of a delivery. Just too good for the batter, too good for the keeper. And goes away to the boundary. Malaysia have, over the years, hosted a lot of tournaments. This one, last time it was hosted, also in Malaysia in the year 2023. 7 teams participated in that one, and in 2025 that number has gone up to 10. Japan, Bhutan and Myanmar, the 3 teams that have been added to the roster. Japan have given a good account for themselves. Yes, today has not been the best of days for them. They will get used to the conditions. They will compete. And they're looking to do just that against a very strong Nepal team. They have been compact and precise in all 3 departments, batting, bowling and fielding, going through the first innings. The changes from the skipper of Nepal was spot on. The bowlers responding to the captain's call, each of them sticking to their plans. Meanwhile, a full toss, another one. He's bowled a fair few of those, has Ishan Lal. Not able to get his length right. Nepal just requiring under 50 runs, 45 to be exact. At the moment, they are cruising along at 37 for 1 in the ninth over here. Another foolish delivery driven. Just comparing the two new ball paces from both sides. So Nepal didn't give too many deliveries very close in that half volley region for the Japan batters. Frustrated with himself there, Shivansh. He perhaps felt he could have put that one away. Chanlal has to bring his length back a few inches. Much better. That's the length he wants to be operating on. Happy to leave that one alone. Last couple of deliveries have been better from Ishan in terms of length. Now, if he can keep that length and go a little closer to the off stump, he'll be asking all the right questions. Instead, full toss. Punched into the covers and another boundary. Well, Shivansh was on to 14 of 20. Ishan Lal holding a juicy full toss on off stump. Easy pickings for the batter. Well, halfway stage in terms of runs required. Nepal just need a further 40 runs, 9 wickets in hand, and well, plenty of overs. I don't think they're going to take the overs into consideration here in this run chase. The way this pair, Shivansh and Rashida, are batting. So looking to knock these off in quick time. Another change in bowling. For some off spin. Hugo Kelly. It's a good start from Kelly. Finishing around that 5th and 6th stump. Perhaps go closer to the off and the 4th stump. There we go. That's exactly where he wants to be in terms of line. He wants to finish there. Coming across his stumps. Seen two of the Japan batters try to do that and miss a straight one. Shivansh will have to be careful. Rocks back on that back foot, looking to pull it. Rare misfield from Japan, but no damage done, just the one run. This is the final delivery of the batting power play. Clipped into the leg side, looking for that single. Turned down, 10 overs gone. Nepal are 43 for 1. Umpire Chandra there, signaling the end of the power play, which means Japan will now be allowed to have 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Nepal, on the other hand, a healthy run rate, 4.3. Starts with a full and wide one outside the off stump. Just have a quick look at the umpire. As well inside the tram lines. So Eric Harrison will want to get a little tighter towards the stumps. That's cut away back with a point. Is it going to race away? Yes, it is. Has the legs to make it across the boundary. Just placed to perfection using the pace of the bowler. Tease for the fielders there. .47 for 1 here. Nepal. They look extremely well set and well-oiled machine. Batters know exactly what they need to do, and they've gone out and done it, as we have a slight delay in proceedings. Oh, everything seems to be resolved. And his action resumes. Eric Harrison to Shivansh. Oh, puts the length back there. Looking to run it down to third. Much better from Eric Harrison. That's the area he wants to be more often than not. The sun beating down here at the KTJ Oval. Conditions in Malaysia, usually hot and humid. Bright sunny day. Good wicket for cricket. Oh, that's a full toss on the pads. It is protection. It'll just be 1 run. Well, that's the difference when things are going well for you. You somehow find the energy reserves. So Nepal bowl 30 odd overs. Seem to have the energy levels in store. Of course, because they're working on the fitness. This one was, well, it was uppish in the deep third direction. fielder not able to pick it up. 1 run in the end. 49 for 1 after 11. Nepal making easy work of this run chase. Japan not able to find inroads into this batting lineup. Here we go, Kelly. Well, Japan have got to do something here. They've done just that. They've brought in a catcher at short mid wicket. Try and force these batters to do something different. And, happy to just tickle the ball into the leg side, pick up a single. KTJ 24 of 31 for him. Shivansh, who's looked to put anything that's full away on that occasion. That one dipping at the very last moment. So good bowling from Hugo. Kelly. Good turn there. 50 coming up with that single for Nepal. Taking a stroll through this target. A bit of bounce as well on that occasion. Another quick single picked up by Nepal. That's all they have to do. And they'll see themselves picking up the second win in the ACC Men's Under-16 East Zone Cup. Hugo Kelly has got his line right here. I think he can go a tad bit fuller. For the moment, Rashida Jaishi happy to camp on the back foot and see out the over. 51 for 1 from 12.
No.
10. Looking to be aggressive here with the ball. Rashida Jaishi happy to pick up the extra, leave that one alone. Both these batters, very good partnership after they lost an early wicket. That of Joy Thapa. Oh, 54 for 1 at the start of the 13th over. Nepal need just a further 27 runs for their second win in this tournament. They've looked a superior side, and with shots like that, just getting down and low with that back right knee, able to create the elevation to go over covers. It's exceptional batting display. Take a look at that. Holds the pose for the cameras. Few bounces trickling over the boundary rope. Nepal have been excellent in all three departments. Just too good for Japan. Who have struggled. Perhaps even being to an extent overwhelmed by the opposition. Japan will go back, and if they take a closer look at the batting, and they'll find that it was nothing to do with the wicket. Batters batting within and inside a shell, not able to express themselves. Yes, there was some very good bowling from Nepal and excellent fielding that put the pressure. But we've already seen Japan and the way the batters bat. I felt they were playing well within themselves, perhaps playing the opposition based on reputation. Mind you, Nepal have lived up to that reputation. But Japan will have to very quickly put this behind them. As a full toss goes through the shot, stands tall as he hits the ball. Once again, I think he favors that cover region on the boundary. Take a look at this. Just waits for the ball and extends the bat through it, and a couple of bounces over the rope. Excellent batting here from Nepal and Shivansh. Goes back over length, stands tall, rides the bounce, plays it back with a point. Should pick up a couple of runs here. They do. 66 on the board already. One delivery to go in the 13th over. Oh, light inquiry, but going down the legs. They're looking for two. Well, deciding against it. That wraps up the 13th over. 67 on the board. He's pulled that one into the leg side. Straight to the fielder at backward square. As Juto ball comes in to the attack. Define. Number 11 from Japan, pulling his leg spin. That's pulled away. Will be a single. They're looking for two. No, it will be a boundary. So Nepal making quick work of this, racing along to 71 now. Just 10 runs more required for them. This one goes fine. It'll be pulled in just inside the rope. Current partnership worth 64.
ए बंधु
68, the current partnership. This wicket falling on 5. So Prashita Cheshi has been consistent with the bat at the top of the order. Shivansh again, who could only manage 9 in that first game against Singapore, has contributed with the bat, and that's hit away. Is it going all the way? One bounce 4. KTJ Oval finishes his first over for 10 runs. 77 on the board for Nepal. Well, it's been a tough day for Japan. Nothing going their way apart from the toss. But that decision to bat first very quickly backfiring as Nepal picked up wickets at regular intervals. And Japan could only muster 80 on the board from their first innings. Nepal, on the other hand, very convincing day for them at the office. This is flighted, a full toss. And the batter says, "Thank you very much." Picks up another boundary, and with it, wraps up the game. Scores for Nepal, finishing it off with a boundary. Nepal reigned supreme over Japan. Thought it was going to be a much closer contest. In the end, Nepal just too good at the ACC Men's Under 16 East Zone Cup. Here's what panned out today. Japan winning the toss, choosing to bat first. Only Charlie Hinze and Gabby Hinze managing to get to double figures, 36 of 48. He battled hard with the skipper from Japan, Gabby as well, 13 of 30. Apart from that, nothing much to write home about with the batting. The bowling for Nepal, the left arm spinner Shubham Khanal, 5 for 15 from his 10 overs, easily the pick of the bowlers. The new ball partnership between Abhay Yadav and Sushil Bahadur Rawal also rewarding. 2 for 25 for Yadav from his 6 overs. Sushil Bahadur 1 for 13 from his 4, and the skipper wrapping things up there for Japan 1 for 17 from his 8.3 overs as he picked up the last wicket, last of the batters from Japan with the bat. Well, Joy Thapa could not do much, 1 for 7, the only wicket to fall with the score on 5. And then Shivansh and Prashida got together and steered Nepal home in very convincing fashion, chasing down this total of 81 in 14.2 overs. Only Kobayashi able to pick up a wicket, that was Joy Thapa. And Nepal have made it 2 from 2. And I would like to thank our viewers for joining us and hope you've enjoyed this coverage. I'm Robert Rayner signing off from the Combox. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Player of the match, Shubham, please come forward for your 5 wickets. I believe 10 overs, 15 runs, 5 wickets. Yeah? Very well bowled, Shubham. Well done, Nepal. Well done.